Today is the day. We've got the crypto summit coming in. We've got Jay Powell on the mic along with several other Fed presidents and Fed members. We had some jobs report come in today. We got a lot of things to talk about. There's also something fishy going on in the Trump portfolio of crypto that we're going to touch on here. And then we're going to look at some charts at the very end here. So we've got Jay Powell today talking at 12:30 p.m. All right. And then an hour after that, the crypto summit begins. So those are going to be two huge events that are going to move the market. Okay. Keep that in mind. Jobs report came in. So they added less jobs than expected by a decent amount, not a huge amount, but a decent amount. Unemployment rate ticked up by 0.1%. Hourly wages ticked up, on as expected was 0.3%. The hourly wages year over year came down by 0.2%. That's actually good because that is also all these numbers, unemployment rate going up, hourly wages being down slightly, jobs coming in lower than expected. That's all good for reducing inflation. So perhaps Jay Powell will come out a little dovish today. Let's see. Hopefully that is the case. And then next week we get CPI and PPI. That'll really move the needle next week for what we want anyways, which is going to be Fed rate cuts that are going to come in. Okay, and then the crypto summit today at 1:30 p.m. Major players in the cryptoverse are going to be at the White House. Trump will likely be announcing some things in relation to the Bitcoin reserve, its partners, and what coins will be added, and if there are additional ones, that will be noted today. So that's great. Also, Trump, it says right here, Trump creates Bitcoin reserve ahead of White House crypto summit. I believe that they took the Bitcoin that was owned by, I believe, the FBI, which was like 200,000 some odd Bitcoin, and they included that in the reserve. So they have basically seized that from the FBI, and it is now going to be held, I assume, by the executive branch. I haven't read it, but it's no longer in the hands of those who are selling it, and it is in the hands of a government office that will not sell it. So that's actually really, really good. Okay, now let's talk about the fishy thing. If we go over to Drops tab, and we look at World Liberty Financial, this is the fund, the portfolio owned by Trump and his sons. And look at this big drop here. Now, this updated yesterday, which I'm actually really upset about because this happened on February 3rd, February 1st through the 3rd. They were just absolutely draining this portfolio. And this is crypto. So if you know the wallet addresses, which, of course, this tracker would know the wallet addresses in order to track it, you can update this in real time. Why am I seeing this a month later? That is disgusting, for one. So I don't trust Drops tab any longer. And I am currently searching for which wallets belong to World Liberty Financial and where did these go? Okay, where did this money go? Did they sell it? Did they simply move it? Because if Binance, there's an article on Binance. Let me bring that up real quick. It was on Binance. There was an article about them just moving it. Yeah. Okay. So this is interesting. Trump purchased $20 million of digital assets yesterday, according to this article 16 hours ago, but also on Binance, they're talking about how they moved it. Yeah, this came out February 4th, actually. So Binance was on top of it. So they're moving. It says that they're moving it. Okay, let's go right here. World Liberty Financial is moving its portfolio to Coinbase Prime. You don't move your portfolio to Coinbase if you're going to hold it. By the way, when you've got hundreds of millions of dollars worth, you don't move it if you're going to hold it. So even if they're still holding on to it, I would expect a sale soon. Perhaps today after the summit, maybe. Maybe they're expecting a really big move out of Ethereum here today or tomorrow, and they're expecting a move. So anyways, I need to find where these wallets are so I can watch them in real time. No more of this nonsense. Like, I know there's some wallet addresses in here with these .eth extensions. I looked at those already. They weren't anything. This 9290.eth wasn't anything. There was another one that was in these articles that was also not anything. So I got to find it. You got to find their wallet, their real wallet that they're using. But on Drops tab here, it is marked as a sale. So if we come here, it says that they sold 66,000 ETH for a huge loss, by the way, because they were buying back in January and December when Ethereum was in the $3,000 range, and they sold it at they sold it at 2,400 a coin. Like, really? They were buying it for over 3,000 a coin, and they sold it for 2,400 a coin, taking millions and millions and millions of dollars of loss the day, a month before this crypto summit, right before the crypto reserve. I don't think so. That would be really honestly dumb from an investment standpoint, unless you really believe that it was going to fall a lot further. So something very fishy going on here in World Liberty Financial's portfolio. If you have any more information about this, or which wallets are theirs and we can track them in real time, real time, go ahead and let me know in the comments, because I would love to track this thing in real time versus getting alerted a month later by Drops tab. That was unacceptable. So I no longer want to use this. And in fact, maybe I should move over to Binance and see if I can find their wallets on Binance tracking somewhere. Perhaps I'll have to look, see if there's something in there that would help me find their wallets, their current wallets. We'll pay attention to that. All right. Okay, so let's get into some charts. So Bitcoin. I hate Bitcoin right now. I hate this chart right now, especially this right here. That's looking very bear flaggy. Looking very, very bear flaggy. Now, I like that we came to the bottom of my channel here and came immediately up. But, okay, so let me turn off some of these things. So I've got a cut, turn off this. And I want the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200. Okay, so we hit the 200-day moving average, and we bounced up. We're getting held beneath the 50-day moving average. I've only got the 200 and the 50-day on there right now. So let's go ahead and turn on the, let's turn on the 100 and the 20. Okay, here we go. There it is, 100 and the 20. So basically, we're beneath every moving average except the 200-day moving average. We have to get up and above $97,000. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting here getting drowned by these moving averages above us. This has got to happen soon. If we come back down and we lose $78,000 again, especially if we lose, say, $75,000 on Bitcoin, again, I'm going to be calling a top here. And I'm going to be moving myself away from these assets for a little while and wait for strength to return. So Bitcoin's got to get up over that $97,000 range. Otherwise, we're going to be having a bad time. Another area where we are potentially having a bad time is in the SPY. The SPY is looking really ugly right now. So we are currently hanging out on the 200-day moving average. Let me turn this one on. We're currently hanging out right at the 200-day moving average. Basically, we get below this thing, we lose 570, which I should put this one at 570. We lose 570, and this thing is done for. And in fact, I kind of want to put this more like right there. Okay, what's this? Yeah, that candle right there. Yeah, this is where I would enter for a long on the SPY, by the way. I'm looking for a potential try to move up here. Why is that so tall? It's just going off of this upward move here. Doesn't matter. That's an unimportant drawing right now. The important thing is that we're at the 200-day moving average. Okay, if we don't get a bounce, and we get a drop, and we go beneath 570, well then we've got room all the way down to 550, which would be right here. This structure right here. Let me, just this structure right here. We lose 550, we come all the way down to 520s. Okay, we lose 520, we could come as low as 493, and we lose 493. We come all the way down into the 470s. Now, a bear market is characterized by a move of 20% or more. 20% is a general mean reversion expectation when you do such a move. So if we go to the peak and we go down 20%, we're looking at 490. Okay, we're looking at 490, which would be this little bump in the road right here back in April 2024. Okay, that'd be a 20% drawdown. And that would be characteristic of similar to the 2022 move, which was about 27%. 27%. So that was a bear market, 27%. So 20% would be like, okay, we're in a bear market at 20% down. How much further does it go? Could go 20, could go 30, could go 35. If there's a big bubble burst, it could go 60. Now this one, I don't think we're ready for that sort of move. But if we did the same move we did in 2022 and we moved down about 27%, we would come all the way back down to the top of this mega cup down here. You see that? That would be all the way down to 448 on the chart. And that would be characteristic of coming back to test this cup right here, the top of that cup right there. Okay? Which really wouldn't, from a technical perspective, yeah, that could totally happen. And that would have us hitting, honestly, that would have us hitting this third line right here, this third angle, and we'd probably bounce off this third angle. Let's be real, okay? If we go into a bear market, it's going to be this angle right here. Let me make that as big as it gets. This dotted line right there, that yellow one, that's what we're going to likely hit. And we would probably come down to about 480 and bounce. I don't see us going much lower than that. We've been respecting this since 2020. So we've been respecting this for 5 years, this yellow line. I don't really see us breaking it. If we break that, well, then that's bubble burst. We're coming all the way to down in a big way, and it's going to suck. Okay, so this big line right here. So if you go down to the March 2020 lows, and you draw a line up to the 2022 lows, that'll also touch the 2023 lows, and there is no lows after that yet. So that would be my bear market case, would be this yellow line right there. Okay, right now, so we're watching that right now, 570. We have to hold 570 on the SPY. We don't hold 570 on the SPY, we're gonna have a bad time. Okay, that's that. Let's go look at some miners real quick. Let's take a look at CleanSpark. Looks terrible. Moving on. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna just move on. So we came into this disgusting sell-off, and now so CleanSpark's been really doing this thing where it likes to do this. Let's go ahead and draw this on here so I can get mad. Does the thing where it comes down, goes sideways, goes down, goes sideways. Is it going to go down this time, or are we going to go back up and go sideways, and then go up a little bit, and go sideways, and then come right back down? That's the question, right? It likes to do this thing where it goes sideways for a really, really long time, and then down, and then sideways, and then finally we could be seeing, I'm thinking we could be seeing something like what we saw back over here. So we came down, did a bit of a head and shoulders, and came back up to those levels before dumping again. Okay. So in this case, if we did that, we'd come down, we got a shoulder, come down, sideways, come up, sideways, and then sometime around like June, July, we come back up to here before eventually, back up to 15, 16 bucks before eventually, I don't know, rolling over here again. I don't know from there, but it likes to do those types of patterns. It is currently doing a very similar pattern to what it did back here in between August 2024 and November 2024, where it went sideways, down a whole bunch, came back up to that level, went sideways, shot up for a day or two, and then dumped immediately after that. So the fact that it's at $7 in that $7 to $8 range is actually, it's kind of disgusting. A little bit upset about that. Mara, this looks like a bear flag. I hate it. This is just like the Bitcoin chart right here. It's looking like a bear flag. I hate that slope up. That is concerning to me. Now, if we get above this structure right over here, we get above that, which is between 1755 and 1572. We get above that structure, so 1755, then we've got room up to 20. Okay, then we've got room up to 20. Below that, then we're going to hang out where we are right now. Below that, we come back down to the bottom of this yellow line. Again, we follow that down, which could take us all the way down into the 13s, maybe even the 12s again on Mara. So today's going to be the day. It's going to be the big all day. I will say that I sold out of a majority of my IREN as soon as we broke out of this megaphone. As soon as it broke that megaphone, I sold a bunch of my IREN. I'm not looking to get back into my IREN until it gets back up above $9. Okay, below $9, I'm not interested at all in IREN. Now that could change on a dime, so pay attention to what it's doing. Above $9, I'm interested again. Down here, I could see it coming all the way down to the lows, especially if this summit doesn't go as expected. If it doesn't go as expected, we're going to have a bad time, basically. Bitfarm's hanging out by $1. Bit Digital hanging out under $2.50. Riot hanging out under $8. Look at Riot. Riot really fell apart. It hit the top of this descending trend line that I've got here, and then it just absolutely fell apart. That sucks. So what's Cypher doing? Cypher is no longer my favorite chart here. It is falling out of my ascending channel here. It's done it once before. So basically, it needs to get back up above the 200-day moving average. Once it does that, then Cypher's back in business. Core Z really fell from grace. Look at that. It went below my blue line here. It went all the way to the very bottom of my descending channel here. All the way to the very bottom of my descending channel. Look at that. Almost touched it with perfection. I don't know where Core Z is going to fall to or how far it's going to come down, but now it's got resistance at between $9 and $11. It's got resistance between $11 and $13.25. It's got resistance between $13.25 and $15.71. It's got a big battle after this So we're going to watch this base out. It's going to break out of this descending channel. And then I'd be interested in Core Z for maybe you move back up to 13, maybe even 16. Okay, so we're watching Core Z. Core Z could even, if things go badly today, could come all the way down to $6. Okay, so pay attention to that. I was suspicious of this chart, which is why I never bought in. But I'm looking now as it could be a potential thing to get into as it falls. So that's pretty interesting. Right now, Wolf. How's Wolf looking? Very much like Core Z. It came right down to my white line here, hit with perfection. It's holding on to it. Could go a bit lower. If things go badly today, we could see sub $3. If it goes well, we could be seeing it pop up to 5 in a couple of days or even 2 days. MicroStrategy is looking like not great. We're getting some good momentum though, so that's nice. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. We're watching $75,000 on Bitcoin for a move up, for a move down, for a move up. We're looking for $97,000 on Bitcoin. Those are your two levels of $75,000 means pandemonium. $97,000 means everything's going to be great. For SPY, we're watching 570. Below 570, we're going to be having a really bad time, and that's basically that. Anyways, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, share this video, check out the Trade Cave store link in the description as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.